Hello and welcome to ExamPadi. Today's topic is simultaneous linear equations. In this lesson, we will 1. Explore simultaneous equations. 2. Discover ways to apply substitution and elimination methods. And 3. Solve word problems on simultaneous linear equations. As you already know, simultaneous equations are two or more algebraic equations that share variables. For example, x and y. They are called simultaneous equations because the equations are solved at the same time. For example, 2x plus 4y equals 14. 4x minus 4y equals 4. 6a plus b equals 18. 4a plus b equals 14. 3h plus 2i equals 8. And 2h plus 5i equals minus 2. Each of these equations could have infinite possible solutions on its own. However, when we have as many equations as variables, we may be able to solve them using simultaneous equation methods. We can consider each equation as a function that, when displayed graphically, may intersect at a specific point. This point of intersection gives the solution to the simultaneous equation. For example, x plus y equals 6 and minus 3x plus y equals 2. How do we solve simultaneous equations? When solving simultaneous equations, you will need different methods depending on what sort of simultaneous equations you are dealing with. There are two sorts of simultaneous equations you will need to solve. A. Linear simultaneous equations. And B. Quadratic simultaneous equations. A linear equation contains terms raised to a power no higher than 1. For example, 2x plus 5 equals 0. Linear simultaneous equations are usually solved by the substitution method, although the elimination method is also an option for you. Solving simultaneous equations using the substitution method requires you to first make one of the variables subject to the formula, then find the value of one variable, and then find the value of the remaining variable via substitution. Examples of this method are given. 1. 3x plus y equals 13 and 5x minus 2y equals 7. Solution. The coefficient of y in equation 1 is 1. So first, we make y the subject of equation 1. That is, we rewrite equation 1, making y the subject of the formula. Therefore, we have y equals 13 minus 3x. Next, substitute this expression for y in equation 2 and solve for x. This simply means that wherever you find y in equation 2, you replace it with 13 minus x. Therefore, we have 5x minus 2 into the bracket of 13 minus 3x equals 7. In this case, we have to multiply out the brackets. So we have 5x minus 26 plus 6x equals 7. In this case, we collect like terms. Collecting like terms, we have 5x plus 6x equals 7 plus 26. 5x plus 6x gives 11x, and 26 plus 7 gives 33. Therefore, we have 11x equals 33. Divide both sides by the coefficient of x, which is 11. Therefore, our final answer is x equals 3. Finally, substitute the solution for x into the expression for y. In this case, we can use any of the equations, either equation 1 or equation 2. But I'm opting for equation 1. We have y equals 13 minus 3 into the bracket of 3. That is, wherever I find x, I'll replace it with 3. Here we have y equals 13 minus 9, because 3 multiplied by 3 gives 9. 13 minus 9 equals 4. So the solution to the pair of simultaneous linear equations is 3, 4. Elimination method. So, you know how we have been learning about simultaneous equations? Well, elimination method is a cool way to solve them. The elimination method is a step-by-step process to find the values of the variables like x and y that make both equations true at the same time. To solve the simultaneous equations, make the coefficients of one of the variables the same value in both equations. Then add either the equations or subtract one equation from the other, whichever is appropriate, to form a new equation that only contains one variable. This is referred to as eliminating the variable. Solve the equation obtained. Then substitute the value found for the variable in one of the given equations and solve it for the other variable. Write the solution as an ordered pair. For example, solve the following simultaneous equations by using the elimination method. Remember, some questions will require you to use a particular method in solving a pair of simultaneous equations, while some would not require you to use a particular method. Take note of that. In this example, we are making use of elimination method. 2x minus y equals 6 and x plus y equals 6. Let 2x minus y equals 6 be equation 1 and x plus y equals 6 be equation 2. Applying the elimination method, we need to look at the two equations together, and just by adding or subtracting them, we get rid of one variable, leaving the other to be found. This method only works if the variable you are trying to get rid of has the same number in both equations. That is, if they have the same coefficient. In our example, the x terms are different. One has a 2 and the other has a 1. However, the y terms are the same, albeit different sign. So in my head, my thoughts are, the y terms have the same number, which means I can use elimination method here. Next question is, do I add or subtract them? Just remember the following. When you have same sign, you subtract, and when you have different sign, you add. So let us do it. 2x minus y equals 6. X plus y equals 6. Equation 1 and 2. They both have different signs. Therefore, we add. And after adding, we have 3x equals 12. Now, how did we arrive at 3x equals 12? Adding the two equations, we have 2x plus x. That gives us 3x. Minus y plus into bracket of plus y. Plus times plus gives us plus. Minus y plus y is 0. And then we have 6 plus 6 equals 12. We divide both sides by the coefficient of x, which is 3. Therefore, x equals 4. So now, equation 2 becomes 4 plus y equals 6. That is, replacing our x with 4. Hence, we can rewrite it as y equals 6 minus 4. Which means after collecting like terms, we have y equals 6 minus 4. And y equals 2. So we can say the solution for the pair of equations are 4, 2 respectively. Now check by putting both values into the equation you have not used. I will pick equation 1. You can pick any of the equations. 2x minus y equals 6. Wherever we find x and y, we replace them with 4 and 2 respectively. 2 into the bracket of 4 minus 2 equals 6. 2 multiplied by 4 gives 8. 8 minus 2 gives 6. You can now see that the left hand side is equal to the right hand side. Now we know our answers are correct. Pick one of your two equations to put this value into to find y. Again, pick the simpler one, which is equation 2. Finally, we'll be looking at word problems on simultaneous linear equations. 4 pens and 6 pencils cost 272 naira together, while 6 pens and 5 pencils cost 328 naira. Find the cost of a pen and 1 pencil. To do this, we'll make 1 pen cost x naira and the pencil y naira. Then 4 pens cost 4x naira. 6 pencils cost 6y naira. Thus, 4x plus 6y equals 272. That makes equation 1. Similarly, 6x plus 5y equals 328. That makes equation 2. Merging the two equations, we multiply equation 1 by 3 and equation 2 by 2. Therefore, we have 12x plus 18y equals 816. That gives a new equation, which is equation 3. And 12x plus 10y equals 656. That gives a new equation, which is equation 4. Remember, when two equations have the same value, it can be subtracted. Subtracting these two equations, we are left with 8y equals 160. Divide both sides by the coefficient of y, which is 8. Y equals 20. We've only gotten the answer for y, but we are yet to find the value for x. To solve for x, substitute 20 for y in equation 1. That is, wherever you find y, replace it with 20. Therefore, we have 4x plus 120 equals 282. Collecting like terms, we have 4x equals 272 minus 120. And this gives us 152. Divide both sides by 4. X equals 38. Thus, a pen costs 38 naira and a pencil costs 20 naira. Let's check if our answers are correct. 4 pen costs 4 multiplied by 38 naira, and that gives us 152 naira. 6 pencils cost 6 multiplied by 20 naira, and that gives 120 naira. Adding these two together sum up to 272 naira. Let's check the other equation. 6 pen cost 6 multiplied by 38, and that gives us 228 naira. 5 pencils cost 20 multiplied by 5, and that gives 100. 228 naira plus 100, that gives 328 naira. You have come to the end of today's lesson. Attempt these questions to evaluate yourself. Solve the following equation. 1. 2x plus y equals 7, x minus y equals 2. 2. 3a plus b equals 10, 2a plus 4b equals 0. 3. The sum of 2 pens is 19, and their difference is 5. Find the missing number. 4. A father is 25 years older than his son, and the total sum of their ages is 53 years. Find their ages. Thank you for learning about simultaneous linear equation with me today. I believe I've impacted you. See you in our next video. Keep learning. Bye.